did you know the first ever screenplay was written back in 1902? Yeah, it was considered to be written back in 1902. And it was written by who? This French guy called George Méliès. Yeah, this guy, yeah. So that time when they were doing kitambo walikuwa kianza venye walikuwa naanza kufanya shooting, of course people were looking forward to just doing things to either improv, like you just tell people, yeah, move here, fanya hivo, then they record and stuff like that. But when film started growing, wakapata nyewe lazima niandike hizi vitu. So the first screenplay ilikuwa inaitwa A Trip to the Moon. It was written by this guy called George Méliès, and he's a French guy. So why am I talking about this? I'm talking about this because it's important for us to have a screenplay for our projects, and screenplay act as a blueprint. You see, an architect hataenda kujenga nyumba out of guesswork. Okay? They need a blueprint. So what is a blueprint for a filmmaker? If you're a filmmaker and you're going to shoot a movie, you need a blueprint. You just can't wake up and go like, ebu leo to shoot scene, to shoot nini. No, you can't be doing that. You need to have a blueprint. You need to have a clear goal. Where do you want to achieve? What do you want to achieve at the end of maybe you doing that particular film, and how do you want it to develop from one point to another? So the same way an architect have a blueprint, the same way a filmmaker will have a script to guide them. So today, why am I talking about this? I'm here to discuss a topic, a very important topic, based on one of the questions that were asked. You guys are very amazing students, and thank you for all the comments that are coming through, and for appreciating, and even for the people who are giving me feedback through my number and the email. Thank you so much. You guys are so amazing, and I'm so grateful and super grateful, and I'll continue to bring this to you guys. Yeah, you just amazing people. So we have a question here by one of the students, and I'll just paraphrase it just to pick it where they start in my introduction. Hey, I am called this name, I am called wacha tu. We want to know the tips. India, we want to know what led him to ask this question. So no, this is a female. So she says, I often find myself getting stuck every time I begin writing a script. I struggle to move forward after the initial idea. Do you have any tips or techniques to help me overcome this and develop my story more effectively? Yes. So, having asked that, I think I said, fine, yeah. We had a chat with her, and we communicated about some of the tips that idea, and yeah, she presented her first script, her first short film, and it was super nice, super amazing. Looking forward, I produce so that we see what she had and whatever she wanted to communicate. And at that juncture, I said maybe she could be one of a million other people who are asking the same question. Why not? Should I not? Why don't I just cover this? Yeah. And then I said I'm going to cover it, and I'm going to share some of the best script writing tips that I know of that can help you not to get stuck or not to struggle while writing your idea. Most of us tunajipataga in that position. You have an idea, before you start writing it, you think, unazunguka, unaenda, wapi, nini, vitu mingi tu unafanya. By the time you want to sit down and start writing, unapata umespend a lot of time just moving around, just trying to gather up ideas, or maybe just getting yourself together so that you can be able to have a story or have an idea start. So the first thing that you need to have, these are some of the tips that I'm going to share with you. So the first thing that you need to consider while writing, you need to have a very strong idea. Before you write your script, make sure you have a very strong idea. Make sure you have a very clear idea and know what do you want to communicate. People can have an example of, mazali nataka kupiga history I think history of femicide is very big, and I want to communicate about it. So that's an idea. I want to talk about the issue of maybe doctors neglecting patients. I want to talk about the issue of politicians giving false promises and stuff like that. So that is something, that is an idea. I want to talk about how marriages are breaking, or how marriages are growing, or how people may be getting to marry from different communities. What are some of these challenges people go through when they marry from different communities? Yeah, those are just ideas, guys. So when you have that, you need to also understand what kind of emotion do you want to communicate with your idea. For example, kama ni hiyo mambo ya femicide, kama ni mambo ya marriage, kama ni mambo ya politics, so what do you want to communicate? So you need to be very clear on that, and being that is an idea, an initial stage, like just have that idea that clicks your mind. That's an initial stage that is very important. So once you have it done, write it down. Then the next tip that will lead us to now breaking through and maybe going forward with this idea is now develop relatable characters. Make sure you're able to develop relatable characters with 3 dimensions. These characters should have 3 dimensions. So what are the 3 dimensions of this character? What are the goals for this character? Huyu mse umeandika story, you're writing a story about maybe this person is a Muslim man trying to marry a Christian girl, or a Christian man trying to marry a Muslim girl. So what is the goal? So we have a story whereby this is a Christian guy is in love with a Muslim girl and they have to marry. You see, now these people have a conflict. So the first thing we are seeing there is the goal. What is the goal of this person? And then the next thing is, what are the strengths? Umse ako na strengths gani? Maybe ni handsome, ako loving, ni kind, vitu kama hizo. And then what are the flaws? Maybe umse ni naive, ametoka tu ushago, maybe ajui mambo za culture, ako tu na mashida zake, anakoga na weakness ya jealousy na vitu kama hizo. Yeah, you need to also outline that. Develop that character, umuonyeshe ndio huyu mtu ako na goal, anataka huyu msichana, lakini ako na shida 1 2 3 4 5 na ako na nguvu 1 2 3 4 5. Yes, so outline all those things so that you are developing. When you're developing your characters, you are developing people can relate. The audiences, your audience can be able to relate. Then this one leads to the next point, which is now structure your script. So umekuwa na idea ni marriage, like you want to talk about inter-religion marriage. Then the next thing you are coming to is the character. Develop a relatable character. So you have, this is the man, this is the woman. How is the woman looking? How is the man looking? The man is this, and these are the characters, and this is what the man wants. So the 3 dimensions of that man. So because the story, we are seeing the story from the vision of that man. So tunatengeneza story based on that. And then the next thing, from there you go to now structure your script. So where do you want your script to begin? Where is the setup? Okay? So you remember the 3-act structure. So this is the point where now you start developing. You say sasa huyu mtu, because nataka waanze, they are going to meet in college. Yeah. So I'm going to put this person, join college. Akisha join college, pia huyu dem join the same college, and then maybe wakaekwa kwa the same group, and then wakaambiwa wafanye assignment, then mambo ikaclick, mambo ikaanza pale kwa hiyo group discussion. Alikuwa anafanya group discussion akimtizama akakuwa crazy mambo ndani. So anyway, so you need to have that structure whereby you have, first of all, the beginning. Where are you beginning your story? What is the setup? How are these people beginning? And then now come up to as you grow it, what is the conflict? Now because now this person strike, like umse ni crush wa huyu wanapendana. What is that conflict like? Now it will prevent this person from achieving, because sasa umse atasema mbaya mimi huyu amenikunywa, I'm going for him, I'm going for her. So what are you doing? So unapata there's that bit of striking, like if you're going for her, there's a conflict. How do you overcome the conflict? And until to go to the last point or the last act whereby you have a resolution. Will this person, ile goal yake ata achieve ama itafika mahali amekwama, give up, mambo imeharibika? So that is a structure. So you come up with a structure. You just put up the plot points and align what is happening. And of course, in between, kutakuwa na a lot of things that are coming in to just show how the story is growing and developing towards where that person you want, as a storyteller, you want to take the audience to. Then the next point is mostly show, don't tell. This is another type of writing. Manze wacha kushinda umesema hapi. Sasa imagine this is a scene you are writing and you have this person wako kwa group discussion. Ule msichana anamtizama na kijana anamtizama. So ingekuwa ni theater, tungekuwa na zile like, wewe nimekuona, wakaa vizuri sana, nimefurahishwa na roho yangu. You see, now for theater you have to shout for people to see, to hear, so that because the audiences are there live watching you, they cannot see the facial expression. But when it comes to film, whether you just write this person anamwangalia huyu anaangalia kando, unaona venye mademu anaangalia una blush kama venye sasa inaweza kuangalia hivi alafu angalia chini nene niangalia. So that is something, it starts to communicate like what are this person. Then unapata umse maybe anaenda kama lunch, unapata huyo mse anamchukulia lunch, anamletea. They are not talking, but you see the actions. Those two actions, you write them. Don't tell us. We know some of these things tunajua. Then the other tip is to write a strong opening. Let your opening hook up the audience. So for instance, you might decide maybe you don't want to open from the college bit. You want to open from a point whereby there was a conflict. Okay? Hizi ndio movies ile unaonaga sasa. For example, let's take this example of our Muslim girl and a Christian boy. And then you find this somewhere amekimbia alafu msee amekuja amemkuta amejificha nyuma ya fence. Sasa scene inaanzia hapo, msee amejificha nyuma ya fence, alafu kama mzee fulani kama muhindi kanatokea hivi, ama kama Muislamu kanatokea hivi na gun. Anaangalia, where is that man? Akikuja hivi akichungulia anapata huyo msee yako hapo. You are the one who is trying to come for my daughter. You got. Alafu tunaacha audience inabaki ile like hapo ina cut. So you cut at that point whereby huyu msee amekutwa na baba ya msichana, alafu ana nini. So movie inaanzia somewhere like that, and then ukishaanzia hapo you don't show kama alishoot kando, alishoot nje, alifanya nini, and then you say 1 month earlier. You give it now a flashback so that people be like, oh wait, what happened to this guy? Where umse alijipataje hapa? What happened all through from that point paka wakafika hapo? Maybe hiyo ndo part ilikuwa ya climax. So how do you bring that up? So you see now that is now writing, because you see when you write an opening whereby ati sasa tumeanza, sijui tunaona mawingu, tuone establishing ya tao, sijui tuone wameingia shule, wameadmitiwa, wameingia. Yes, of course, it's the structure of the story. I know you are supposed to follow it through. But guys, who has the time? We want to see things mapema. Tuanzishe. Let's stay hooked in as much as you're going to take us back to understand like, kumbe hivi ndo ime happen. Ama you start something yenye ili happen kitambo, and then you bring it back, and then now you go into the future as you try to explain the story, how it's flowing. Okay? So that is now how you do your opening scene. Make sure it is a hook. And now going to the next point is keep your dialogue purposeful. Yes, keep your dialogue purposeful. Avoid cliches, man. Let's not have things to do with people just talking randomly for the sake of you just filling up the scene for people to have a conversation. No, let there be a purpose when they are doing their conversation. For example, this person is in the library, and this other girl, the man is in the library with the girl, and maybe they are reading, and the man wants to pull some, maybe anataka kuanzisha some conversation. But don't show that atutasalimiana, hello, ulikuaje, atijana ilikuaje, breakfast tumekula nini, and stuff like that. Bring in something. Let your dialogue have have a meaning. From every scene, dialogue yako iko na meaning, ina lead something. So unapata huyu dem anaongea about I have a boyfriend and somebody mwenye already tunaorganizewa na my parents kuoa. Sasa mdema kiambia mjamaa hivyo, jamaa sasa alikuwa anataka kwanza kupull lines pale hivyo. Sasa amejiwarm, amekuja hivyo, amekuja kama amewarm, anajua ma lines zangu leo huyu mdem nataka azishike vizuri ndo aingie ndani ya kisanduku na nifunge na nitoke na hiyo mbio. Mdem anampiga pale kibutu wake ya line, anasema, I know you like me, but I think I have a boyfriend and already we and the other family, we are engaging in conversations, and hey, unasikia tu jamaa mzima. But you see now this guy is determined. Now this one takes us to the next point. The next point about the best tips of script writing is create conflict and tension. Yeah, sasa hapo ndo kunaanza kuwaka moto. No, ile feeling ambayo niko nayo, I have to give to this girl. So that is the moment whereby now sasa tension imeanza kubuild. Sasa unaanza kubuild tension like about how will this guy overcome this. Of course kuna hiyo the major one which is the cultural and the religious conflict. Huyu ni mseni Mkristo, huyu ni Muislamu, but kuna mtu mwingine ametokea, but huyu ex maybe ni narcissist na ni mtu maybe ni mbaya, but huyu jamaa anataka kupull through mpaka get to you them. So you see, every other time create tension. So every scene yenye unaandika, make sure there is a tension and there is either a tension or conflict. So you raise your stakes on every scene. So hii scene sasa ni a library, already udem ameintroduce ati kuna ex. No, not kuna ex, like kuna a boyfriend already mwenye wako already wameanza mambo ya conversation, wazazi kule. Unajua sasa maybe they are rich parents. Sasa wale rich parents wanatafutia mtoto rich guy mwenye wataoana, ndio hiyo mali ibaki kwa familia. Na huyu jamaa ametoka tu pale chini kwa village, amekuja ameona msichana town, amefurahia. So you make sure that the conflict is escalating at every scene, or there is tension that is growing on every scene that you write, so that you don't keep your audience bored with the normal day-to-day activities. Watch hata tukiona msichana akitembea back going to class, alafu huyu jamaa anaona udem amedropiwa. Hiyo scene udem amedropiwa na boyfriend kwa gari. Wewe una gari. You see now that one is in a build up conflict and raise the stakes. Inafanya sasa mwanaume atafanya nini? Ataenda kuchukua gari ya kahaya ndo akuja please mdemu wa mtu, ndio at least aone venye manze nimekazana bana, mimi pia niko na gari, usinione mchache. Going to the next point, write visually. Don't bombard your audience with a lot of heavy dialogues. Write your descriptions visually and keep them clearly and let them have an impact. So when you see, for example, we have that scene whereby now the girl amekuwa dropped na ex, not ex, why am I calling ex? The girl amekuwa dropped by the boyfriend. Na huyu boyfriend wa shule ako mwenye ako determined, huyu ndo msichana nimependa and I'm going to get her. So unapata huyu pia udem pia amefall in love na huyu jamaa, but now sasa unapata huyu jamaa mwenye anakuja kumdrop msee ako na mado, ni msee mado mbaya. Alafu huyu jamaa sasa anaangalia venye dem anakuja kudropiwa, anaona like mimi ni mnyonge mkongwe, sina vitu ambavyo ninaweza. So you see that one you cannot express it with the dialogues. That one you have just to see actions, and we see with the emotions that are being explained and expressed in that particular scene. So that tip you write visually, like let the description of that scene tuione, like we are able to hear it and see it. Okay, yeah, so that's another tip. Now after that tip, another tip will be to edit and rewrite. So of course hizi vitu zote ushafanya, umeandika your flow, umepata the idea ya story yako, umeandika vizuri from the beginning to the end, from the beginning, middle and the end, umemaliza. So take it to experts. Wacha wakusaidie kusoma script yako pia upate feedback. So experts simaanishi lazima wakwe ma experts, ma writers. No, you can be writing a script about students and you have never been to college, guy. You guy, my guy. Unataka kuandika script about Waislamu, wewe mwenyewe hujai kuwa Muislamu. Si surely si upeleke tu mtu mwingine Muislamu muulize ama kusomee uone kama vitu ambavyo unaandika zina relate. Wewe hujai kuwa Mkristo, hujai kuwa Muhindi, unaandika hapo ideas, unaandika story. Pea Muhindi asome hiyo script. Kama uko na rafiki Muhindi, kama umeandika vitu za udaktari, pea rafiki, wewe hujai kuwa daktari, pea rafiki yako daktari ajaribu kusoma uone vitu, because we are writing, film is more, it's based on realism, like you need to be very realistic. So don't be there selfish with your script. Unajua script yangu manze, unajua mimi sipea mtu asome manze, mimi naweza pata mtu ameandika ameenda kuiadapt. Si tulisema pale hivyo in the previous video manze, peleka script yako kwa ukishamaliza kuandika hiyo idea, eka pale kekobo wa kupiga copyright. Ukishapiga copyright ya script yako, pea wase wasome wapate nini, because at the end of the day usiseme ati wewe ndio uko na idea unique. Every idea has been done hapa hivi, ni za AI tu, tunangoja zifanyike tuone tena tutacopy nini from AI tukisonga mbele. Okay, so guys, make sure usiandike vitu hapo hivyo daktari vitu waongeagi, Waislamu vitu wafanyagi. make sure you are able to connect, because these things zitakuwa zinawatchiwa target audience yako ni akina nani. So you see now, once you do that, it leads us to the next point of consider your audience. Who is your audience? Umeshika? So because unaandika hii script, umeandikia people who go into marriage, and your audiences una target maybe the Christian and the Muslim community wenye wana fall into marriage, ama wenye wanaingia into marriage, and how they can interrelate and connect, and what are some of the challenges you are addressing in that movie. Of course, based on that previous point whereby we were looking at when you edit and rewrite, you get also feedback. So of course, this is the moment whereby if you are getting this feedback and you're getting from the right people, sasa usifai kupea watu wazee wanaenda kukureview script, na script yenyewe umetarget ni ya Gen Z, na unapea watu wazee pale hivyo Gen X, sijui baby boomers huko wa kureview script ambayo inaenda kusomwa na kuochiwa na Gen Z. Make sure you know your target audience, understand them very well. Yeah. Then the other point is follow proper formatting. So of course this one we talked about in the previous video as well, about how do you format your script, because again, hii mambo ya presentation is very important. Huwezi tushinda umeandika tu pararara. No, write them clearly. If this is a film script, kuna format. Kama ni novel, sawa, we andika venye novel inaandikwa, because pia novel isiacho tu hivyo pararara. Inaandikwa na certain format vizuri, si ndio? Yeah, so that is another thing. And then the last but not least, stay inspired. So how do you stay inspired while writing? You watch a lot of movies, you read a lot of books, journals, read scripts, and also do a lot of observation. Tembea hivi, ingia pale hosi uone venye wagonjwa wana behave. Sasa zingine uwezielewa mambo mengine until uone wagonjwa wana behave aje. Ndio ukiandika scene ni mambo ya hosi, unaelewa mgonjwa anakuja kwa hosi ameletwa akiwa aje. Ama kama unaandika mambo ya hoteli, watu ambao wamepatana kwa hoteli, wameenda honeymoon kukula chakula kidogo hapo kwa hoteli, what is the conversation zao ni gani? Yeah, you can just sit down kwa hoteli tu na eavesdrop, kuna masikio unasikia ma conversations ambayo watu wanaongea pale, unasema okay, hivi ndo wanaongeanga, because maybe pia wewe hujai kuwa in that position. Maybe wewe hujaiolewa na unaandika script hapo ya watu ambao wameoana. Unajua wanakaa aje kwa nyumba. You need to observe, you need to go ask questions, and yeah, just stay inspired, because these ideas are everywhere. You turn around, you look around, even when you're watching this video. Of course, I know you guys, you're getting inspired and you're getting ideas out of it. So in summary, I'm just going to mention all of them so that you get to know what did I mention from the beginning until now. So some of the script writing tips include: number 1, start with a strong idea. Number 2, develop relatable characters. Number 3, structure your script. Number 4, show, don't tell. Number 5, write a strong opening. Number 6, keep the dialogue purposeful. Number 7, create conflict and tension in every scene. Number 8, write visually. Number 9, edit and rewrite. Number 10, consider your audience. Number 11, follow proper formatting. Number 12, stay inspired. Thank you so much, guys. I know this one has the class imekuwa fiti, na I believe some of this context imewasaidia. Na I'm looking forward to receiving more questions as we continue with this discussion and the classes, and I'm appreciating for everyone who is commenting and everyone who is giving their feedback to my number, to the comments, and you guys are just amazing. So let's keep doing this, because hey maze, tuko na have something to cover. We have something to cover, and let's keep on doing it, and let's keep on growing. So if you want to reach out to me, you can reach out through this number and this email address, and so that we can have a conversation and just be able to understand, like we are able to help one another. There's something you are doing, you are in a production, umekwama, ama you want to start a production, you don't know where to start, and maybe there's something already sijakava kwa hii channel. Yeah, just reach out manze, reach out bana. Wacha uoga bana. This is a new year, is a new have a new plans, have a new goals. Usiogope, wacha fear ibaki in the many years that zimetupita. Okay? If usikwame na niko hapa. See you on to the next one. Thank you so much, guys. Yeah, cheers.